Hi, today I'm looking at a new diagnostic tool, this plug-in OBD2 dongle, MUCAR BT200 MAX, obviously made in China, but it says it's widely compatible with a lot of different cars. So what I'm going to see is if it can talk to the Fisker Ocean, this car here, because there's not too many diagnostic tools that will talk to this car. It needs a diagnostic tool that supports the FCA protocol. Have a look at the video on my YouTube channel coming handy now for another tool that does talk to this car. And the modules on this car are very similar, and in fact probably identical in some respects, to a Chinese car made by BAIC called the Arcfox Alpha T or Alpha S. And must be about 20 modules as in common. So and that car is listed on the compatible cars for this dongle. So what I'm going to do is tell this dongle, tell the software, tell the app that it's a BAIC Arcfox car, and see if it'll talk to this Fisker Ocean Extreme. And of course you've got other tools like the OLP tool app written by Majid from the Fisker Ocean Association. The only trouble there is it's expensive to join that association, which is fine, I think, if you're a new owner and you want to support the lawyers to try and get some financial recompense for your loss when they went bust. But for us later owners, third owners like me, who bought it cheap, then we're really looking for something that is cost effective. Similarly with OV-Loop and their app O-Loop, it doesn't do diagnostics. It does enable you to open and start the car, but yeah, that's expensive as well. And now, especially now, they changed to a yearly subscription, something like $500 for the year, and you've got to pay for the software updates. I am currently a member subscriber to O-Loop, but I think because it's quite expensive, especially going to the annual subscription. Their response time on their support emails seems to have got slower and slower. They did update me to 2.2.3 and then to 2.5. Took a little while, but it was successful in the end. But there's a lot of bugs in 2.5, especially with the different regen settings by driving mode. They only work if you constantly have this settings display on your screen. Otherwise it just sticks to whatever the last setting was, even if you change driving mode, and you have to go back to that settings screen to get it to work again. So a little bit of a basic bug. Their app is very basic on reporting the 12-volt battery status. The voltage is mixed in with the title. It just says 12-volt battery, which some people think, well, that's okay, that's just the name, or what's the voltage? But sometimes it'll say 14V battery, and that is actually reporting the value, either 12 or 14 volts, and no precision in between. So somewhat useless, because there's a big difference between a battery at 12.9 volts and 12.0 volts. Difference between charged and flat, practically. So that's not particularly ideal either. I did notice actually that when you cease to be a subscriber to O-Loop, the app still works in terms of using its BLE, the low energy Bluetooth connection to the car. So you can still do quite a few things talking to the car, even though you won't have a 4G connection, and the things that rely on the internet don't work. But that's an aside. Let's get back to looking at this device, the MUCAR BT200. So we've got a quick start guide. So we need, looks like the $Fix app. And here's our little dongle device, nice and neat, nice little cover for it. Fairly straightforward. So we've got to plug into the OBD port. And this is a right-hand drive car, UK market, as you can probably see. So the OBD port on this car is under here. Often you can feel it with your finger. So here we go, there it is. And the wide end is at the back. Go the right way around. Often, usually do this without looking. getting under, but if you have a problem getting on, then is it on? Hang on, no, I might need to look. Let's get under. There we go. Right, we're on. So a little green light comes on. Car's not actually powered up at the moment. Obviously shows that power is going to the OBD port practically all of the time, which is a minor concern if you're worried about drain on the 12-volt battery, which is an ongoing issue with these cars, even with the latest software. One of these days I'll get around to doing a YouTube video on how to improve the life of a 12-volt battery and lots of observations of what drains it and so on. And also, as an aside, how to charge the 12-volt from the solar panel. So we've got a little switch panel down there, but that's another aside for another time. So coming back to the dongle device. So we need to download the app. Car is powered on, and if you're doing another car, obviously you want to have the ignition on the car, so the car systems are all powered up. So let's get the app. So I finally managed to get the car to talk to the Fisker Ocean by telling it that it's the BAIC Arcfox AT, and to do that I had to use an Android phone. This is my friend's phone. Apologies for the video quality while I just video it from my other phone. So it scanned the whole car. It says there's 11 fault codes. Quite a lot of modules, like before when I used a different scanner for the BAIC vehicle. It talks to a lot of the modules. Let's just go through those quickly. Some no trouble codes. Quite nicely grouped in terms of ones that have trouble and ones that don't, but it's worthwhile just seeing how many of these modules it can actually test, which is a lot. So there's a lot of commonality between the BAIC Arcfox and the Fisker Ocean, and I think some of these are a little bit familiar, and I suspect the Ocean Link Pro Diagnostic probably comes up with similar errors. Power lift gate module, something to do with not being coded. I've seen that one before, not particularly worried about it. Same with the driver's seat memory controller. I don't think it's got any memory, so maybe that explains it. Let's see if it gives any details on these things. It says AI analysis. I guess it's going to search the internet. And nothing. What do these other ones do? Version information. I suppose that's quite useful. Software version, part numbers. Does read the VIN code, which is good to know that it's communicating properly. Please exit current function first. Okay, exit. Great, has gone all the way back. That's not very good. True to say, I think we need some enhancements in this app. Go to it again. Has to do a whole re-diagnosis again. This takes a little while. Arcfox series, AT. The last time I did a health report, I think it failed and said go off and do it manually. There's an error identifying or scanning electronic control systems. Please go to system selection. Yep. Oh, it's done it anyhow. Okay. So I'll leave this running, and then you can see how many of the modules that it covers. I'll count them up later and let you know. So the ones with a tick on them means that it's communicating with that module, got a response, and probably indicates whether it's got an error or not, like the exclamation mark. I'm assuming indicates that it's got an error. Cross probably indicates that they can't communicate to it. See the phone key controllers on there, so that may be a different module for this BAIC Chinese car, but made for them by Magna Steyr, hence the commonality with the Fisker Ocean. Nearly done, 82%. So for a relatively low cost unit of 50 or 60 pounds, which is what, 70 or 80 dollars, it does give you an option for looking at errors and diagnosing. So we've also got a section on clearing DTCs. Let's be brave and see if that works. Clear all faults, yes. 27% complete. Okay, what have we got now? Now we've only got 2 fault codes, which is pretty good. And as I say, I've seen that one before. Might have seen that one before as well, actually. I doubt there's going to be any information on the internet about it. No, try Google search, code search. And I don't think even that comes up with much. Bicycles. Oh, I don't hate these captures. Bicycles. Are there any more bicycles? One there. Hard to tell if there's one there or not. Let's try verify. Okay, succeeded. Oh, I hate Google as well. This bloody sign-in all the time. Reject. Right, so it's done into Google search on that code. And doesn't look like there's anything particularly useful there. Look at that in more detail later, but I suppose it saves you typing the code in, but yeah, not very much. And so 0 faults from all of these modules. 31 out of 33 of the modules it's managed to talk to and find 0 errors with. So that is rather nice, actually. And I guess you could go to each module individually. Oh, not that one. Let's just looking at the code. Can we reset the code? Read data stream, clear fault memory, read fault code. So I guess we could individually clear out those fault codes, read the current code. Apologies for this mucky screen. It's a friend of mine's phone. I'm not going to clean it for him. Nothing there. Refer to the manual. Historic codes. No, because I've cleared them out. Maybe. Can we go back? Now sometimes this back button is not terribly responsive. Actuation test. That could be quite an interesting one. I wonder if we could pick something that we could actuate. What would be relevant? I wonder if there's anything to do with the windows there. Passenger seats. It's interesting now, it seems to talk to the phone key controller because it says there's no trouble codes. I hope the car will start properly afterwards. I'm sure it will do. And there's no overwriting of any software. The worst it can do is clear error codes. Vehicle control. Can't see anything to do with windows here. So there's not really a lot that one could activate that I can see so far. Let's see if we got any other menu options. Exit from Diagnostics. I wonder if dashboard does anything. Engine RPM. He seems to be talking to it. I didn't have these come up before. Speed sensor. I wonder if that's going to do anything. Let's see if we can drive, get a few miles per hour out of it. No, that didn't do anything, but I wasn't going very fast. Possibly it might register something, but nothing else on the dashboard. What else have we got here? Add dash, add page, delete current name. No, that doesn't even display very well either. Maintenance function, that would be interesting. All of these things seem relevant to a normal car, not an electric car. See if anything is at all relevant. Sunroof initialization. Guess we could try that. So when I originally tried this on my iPhone, it didn't have the BAIC set of cars available, which is a bit annoying. Did seem to indicate that it might have Fisker, but when it came to the list of cars that you could add the software for, it wasn't on there. All right, let's try this. Loading. Dongle's beeping away. I guess when it shows blue, shows that it's connected. Often it's flashing blue, shows that the data's been transmitted. Sunroof initialization. I'm sure I like the sound of that, to be honest. Function introduction. Well, it's none of these cars, so that's not very useful. Function is used to set sunroof, lock up, close on rainy days, slide and tilt, sunroof memory, outside temperature thresholds. So I don't think the Fisker has any of those functions, so not particularly relevant, and the car's not listed, so I'm going to quit that. And yeah, I don't think anything's really going to be relevant for this car. I think that was it, wasn't it? Yep. So the only thing it's really useful for is for looking at fault codes, resetting the fault codes, and that's about it really, I think. And anything else, and I don't think does OBD scan do anything. Let's have a look. It's downloading some more software. Not sure how much OBD data the Fisker actually supports. None of my other OBD scanners will get anything from it, even though all cars are meant to be OBD2 compatible nowadays. Service status. Oh no, this is where it tries the different protocols. And from what I've seen previously, none of the protocols work. Not on this common list anyhow. The only thing it seems to communicate via is CAN bus, but with some sort of dedicated protocol. I think maybe something to do with FCA protocol authorization, which I've seen on another scanner, but doesn't mention it here. And I expect all of these are going to fail. Yep. Cancel. Yes, and it's nothing to do with that. The only thing that works is the enhanced diagnostics. Okay, confirm creation. This is not actually where it gets the software for it, though. Let's... Yes, at this stage, when you do the scan, I think the... that's not thing that was... okay, what's it doing now? So it's downloading some additional software. This it didn't do on the iOS version, which is probably why the VIN scan didn't work. Okay. What's it going to do now? Presumably that's saying the diagnostic service has started. Processing. Trying to talk to the car. And interestingly, the light is now back on the dongle and it's flashing away, which means some data is being read from the dongle and hopefully from the car. Oh, in-code analysis failed. Please manually select the vehicle model. Damn. Should I try that again? Was it because the screen timed out and I pressed it? Try it again. Keep touching the screen to keep it awake this time. Nope, that failed. And now we don't have Fisker as a choice of cars. Let's just go through the whole list carefully. of different models of cars. Of course, you can search for it or only list Asian or American or European cars, but just to make absolutely sure we're not missing anything, go through the whole list, which I suppose is useful if you've got another car you want to scan as well, to see if your manufacturer is in this list. And there are quite a lot. And as I say before, on the Android phone, because the app for Android is probably a little more up to date, does have BAIC in there as a manufacturer, but none of them appear to have Fisker. Even though I think it was listed as a car that it would support on the compatibility test part of the software. No, that's it. So yeah, we can't load anything specific for the Fisker, and in fact didn't even notice where BAIC was. Let's search for that again. It's there. I don't know, not spot it. So there's the BAIC. So even though I've told it it's Fisker Ocean, it doesn't really make any difference. At that stage, what you've got to do is pick the car that you want to do the diagnosis on, and which is, this one is the closest. And let's see if there's anything different here. This is the same list that comes up when you automatically scan the whole lot, even though that automatic scan comes up with an error, it still does it. Yeah, no, that comes up with an error, so let's read that one. Maybe not. Version. Oh, nothing on that, because I guess it doesn't exist. What else we got? Steering column controller. Let's try that one. Version. Yep, data on that. And actually, I wonder if, let's have a look at the phone key controller version information. Does any of this make sense? We've got the VIN number, the part number, ECU, doesn't make a lot of sense. Version numbers. Any of these numbers are recognizable? I think I'm on PKC20 from OV Loop, software fingerprint. None of them look like PKC20. Unless someone can translate these for me. Hardware version, parts. No, so that's not perhaps terribly useful, but it is at least talking to it. Read fault code clear. Read data stream. Read data stream. Don't know what that does. No. So I think that's as much as we can do. Time to hand back this phone to my friend and feedback what I found to the suppliers of this dongle, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, all it's useful for is reading the error codes from most of the modules in the car. Over 31 modules I think it read, plus a couple that had errors. So for the price, it's actually very useful. See the buying links in the video description section. Might even be some discounts that I can wangle off this supplier to help me out in that as well. Otherwise, have a look on Amazon and eBay. That's it. So it gives you alternatives for diagnosing errors with the car. If you've got any problems with it, you can clear the errors, and that's about all you can do really. Compared to the price of the O-Loop app from OV Loop, where the support is actually quite slow anyhow. They don't actually read loads of errors and tell you what the problems are. This is a lot cheaper, and also compared to the O-Loop, what's it called? OLP app. from Fisker Owners Association. Majid's done quite a good job with the app, and you are able to read and clear error codes. But again, that's an expensive setup. What is it, $150 just to join, to something like $250 every quarter or something, isn't it? Which is a bit steep, especially considering they got from their last financial report $700,000 sitting in the bank. So this is nice and cheap, and gives us more options for the future. Okay, thanks for watching. If you like it, please thumbs up, subscribe. There will be a few more videos on the Fisker Ocean, some quite interesting results on 12-volt batteries, etc. So please subscribe, keep watching. Thanks. Cheers, bye.